Scott Garnett, 9583 Christine Place, Mayor, Council. Listening to some comments that came up at the public hearing last week with regards to bylaws and why we don't seem to keep them. And I went in and looked at the official community plan, which is defined as a bylaw that sets out the broad objectives and policies that help guide decisions on planning, land use, and provision of municipal services in the community. I looked at the Downtown Local Area Plan, which was initiated by Council in August 2007 in order to establish a development framework plan to direct and guide the future growth and evolution of downtown Sydney over the next 5 to 10 years. Now, I'm a layperson. I sit over here for over 3 years, coming regularly to meetings. As I understand it, we have zoning bylaws, rules and regulations around development that govern them. The OCP and the LAP seem to me are documents that guide development. Although, from a perspective of a resident and taxpayer who sits on the other side watching debates about it, it seems as though it's flip-flopped, and that the OCP and the LAP are now governing the development, and the rules we have are now guidelines. This is my perspective on how I feel as a resident, and I feel like I've had less and less say in how the town is being shaped, and that developers are having more and more say. And it's frustrating and confounding to me, and obviously it is to others too, because I've heard comments, I've talked to people on the street, and it's just, I'm a person who believes in the rule of law, and it just seems weird to me that you can come in here, and I'm shocked at the ease with which developers get variances approved, and bylaw amendments and alterations. With just 4 of you agreeing with them, it happens, and it doesn't seem to, I mean, I'm sure there's a process that goes through, but it seems so relatively easy. And I was trying to think of an example that would sort of correlate in my mind with how this works out. And I was thinking, okay, if there's a person driving on the Pat Bay Highway to the ferries and they're speeding, they get pulled over by a police officer, and they say to them, well, I clocked you doing 120 in an 80 zone. Yes, but according to the official community driving plan, if I'm late for the ferry, I have the possibility of driving to 120 kilometers an hour. I think the police officer would look at them like they're completely off their rocker. But that sort of comes across that way to a resident and just a lay person sitting in the audience, that it just seems far too easy. And I don't know what the answer is going forward, but I'd like to see more of a flip-flop, that the zoning bylaws, rules and regulations are held into more account and more steadfastly, and less variances granted. And there's been a lot of variances granted in this council chamber since I've been coming here. A lot. I mean, it's not everything, but it's been a lot. So people are concerned, and I'm one of them, and I just hope that you guys will give that some thought in any decisions coming forward. Thank you.
Excuse me, there's no applause. And I mean, the other thing, just to comment on those, I mean, if he has some accusations that he would like to level against council, he is more than welcome to do so, okay? But there are none, okay? We follow the rule of law here as well, right? And, you know, comments like that are really inappropriate, okay? Unless you want to back it up with something in writing, I would recommend you not do that, all right?